my name is Professor Rad, and this is Precalc video 3.6, approximating trigonometric values using your calculator. So for this video, I'm going to show us how we can find these trig values using both just a plain scientific calculator, as well as using a graphing calculator. So in our last video, we found some exact values. In this video, we're going to be finding some approximate values. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your calculator is in the appropriate mode, whether you're in degree mode or radian mode. So you can notice that for some of these problems, we have radians. You can tell because there's no degree sign. And other times we have degrees. Now don't let the pi mislead you. Pi is a number, pi is close to 3. So this pi-eighths degrees really means we're close to 3/8 of a degree. That's what that's just saying. Kind of weird, but math teachers and math books like to trip you guys up. Make sure you're looking for labels, so watch out for that. Here we have radians again because there's no degree symbol, and here we have 89 degrees. So we want to make sure we know how to switch our mode on our calculator. So if I was smart, I would have figured out my mode on this calculator beforehand. So I think, yeah. So this is the TI-30X2S. And if I want to change mode, I'm going to hit DRG. So that's like for degree. And then you can see that we have degree or radians. So right now the radians is underlined, so I'm in radian mode. When I want to switch to degree mode, I have to make sure I switch over to degree mode. On the old TI-84, which has decided to turn on today, which is good. It's been temperamental lately. If I want to change the mode, I'm going to click on the mode button. And then, where is it? It's the third one down. So you can see we've got radian or degree. So right now this one is also in radian mode. When I want it to be in degree, I'll just highlight degree and hit enter. So when you go to find an approximate value on your calculator, make sure it is in the correct mode. Otherwise you will get the wrong answer. So, and to exit out of that menu, I would just hit second mode. That'll exit out of the mode menu on this calculator. Now, your sine, cosine, and tangent buttons here are right above your parentheses. So we have, here's our sine, our cosine, and our tangent. So this calculator doesn't have cosine, cosecant, and cotangent on it. It's just got those three, but that's okay. We can use them to find everything. So on this one, because it's in radian mode, I'm going to go ahead and find cosine of pi-eighths. So I'm going to type in the cosine button and then second exponent button. That's where my pi is located. So second exponent will get me to pi over 8. And I will hit enter, and it gives me my decimal approximation. So to the nearest thousandth, this would be 0.924. I'm just going to go ahead and write that here. 0.924. Let's confirm that on the TI-30X2S. So the trig buttons on this one are in the same spot because it's TI, so they do have some similarities. So I'm going to go ahead and type in cosine. Oops, couldn't see the screen, cosine. And then I'm going to do my pi, which on this one has its own button right here. So I'm going to do pi over 8. And that again gives me the right answer here. Cool beans. By the way, do you guys know the Thanksgiving fraction? I always think of that when I do this example. So this is the Thanksgiving fraction. It's called the Thanksgiving fraction because I overate pi always, every Thanksgiving. Yeah. All right, so go ahead and, well, let's go ahead and do this next one together, yes? So this one is in degrees. So I'm going to change my mode to be in degrees. So just hitting the mode button here and switching to be in degree. So now, for example, on this one, you can hopefully see that the degree is highlighted. Exit out of that. And now I'm going to press the tangent button and just do same thing, pi over 8 and hit equals. And this one is going to round to be the secret agent 007. So for tangent of pi-eighths degree, that's going to be about 0.007. Now, if you haven't seen these before, the squiggly equals does not mean there was an earthquake just now. The squiggly equals means approximately equals to. It means I've been rounding. So I really should have been using that up here as well. There we go. Okay, now, since we're in degree mode, let's skip over to part D here. And we want to find secant. Now, the problem is my calculator doesn't have a secant button. So I'm going to use my reciprocal relationship to know that this is 1 over cosine of 89 degrees. So here's where your calculator is going to be both wonderful and terrible. So if I look at my calculator, just above the cosine button, you can see it has cosine with a -1. And we're accustomed to exponents of -1 being the reciprocal. No. So on this one, when you have like that -1 exponent on a function, remember that that means inverse. So that's going to be the inverse cosine of our function. It's not going to be the secant. So we're going to have to do this a little bit more old school. We can't go second cosine, can't do that. Instead, we're going to do 1 divided by cosine. So that's how we're going to enter that in. And now I'm going to type in 89 because that's my angle. And I get a big number, 57.297. That's what I'm getting. So secant of 89 degrees is 1 over cosine of 89 degrees, which is approximately equal to 57.299. I misread that earlier. I apologize. 57.299. That 8's going to round to a 9. Okay, and now to find cosecant, we're in radian mode. So I'm going to now switch mode, scroll down and select radian so that we can use that one. Then hit second mode to exit out. And then cosecant, why that's the reciprocal of sine. So I'm taking the reciprocal of the trig function, not the angle. So this stays 5 pi over 13. Okay, this piece doesn't change. So I'm going to enter that into my calculator. Again, I'm going to do 1 divided by sine of 5 pi over 13. So here's how I'm entering it into my calculator. And then I will hit enter. And there's our answer, which I am seeing backwards right now, so I can't read it out. But it looks like 1.0695. So that's going to round to 1.07 because that 9 rounds up for us. So we're going to get approximately equal to 1.070. And there we go. That's how you can use your calculator to find your trig functions. This calculator has the same situation. So if I look at above the sine and cosine, you can see that we have sine inverse and cos inverse, and also tan inverse. So those are different from 1 over sine, 1 over cosine, and 1 over tangent. So you don't want to use that little -1. You do want to go ahead and do 1 divided by. All right, so that's going to be it for this video on doing approximate trig values on your calculator. In our next several videos, we're going to be looking at now thinking about the sine function and cosine function and so on as actual functions, so as like f of x, and graphing those functions on a coordinate plane. So seeing what those look like when we graph them. So I'm looking forward to working with you in those videos. In the meantime, I hope this helped you understand your calculator a little bit better. And yeah, I hope you have a magnificent day. Bye for now.